YouTube was good. It's your boy Paul Harris, aka the Crazy Uncle. Hey, guess what? This your first time tuning in. Go ahead, hit the doggone subscribe button, hit notification bell. Every time I post up new content. Well, unless you've been under a rock for the past, say, 24 hours, right? We all know about the sonic boom that happened yesterday, right? And then, um, unfortunately, people died, or at least that's what they want us to believe, right? And then, on top of all the other stuff that's going on, we got uh, a lot of people putting in their hat to run for president of the United States. One in particular being the former vice president. So, and then, but the thing about it though is that this is nothing more. If y'all don't see this is nothing more than what happened. What when Trump ran? What was it? 8 years ago now. All of those people on the Republican side of the house, right, running for president, right, and a lot of them is like they were so down in the polls, right? You almost have to ask yourself, well, shit, why even bother running? Ain't nobody finna vote for you. So, taste the beverage, as you can see. So, and then there's talks of former professor. Hold on, let me pull him up right fast. I want to say his name is West. Yeah, Cornel West. Say he's gonna run, but he's gonna run independently. He's not gonna. He's not. He's not gonna be. He's not gonna be on the. He's not gonna be on the Democrat or the Democrat ticket. Did I say it right? Yeah. And he's not gonna be on the Republican ticket either. So like I said, he's gonna run independent. And so we actually like really, and just like I said, I think it's only been a select few that has actually like really have ran on the independent ticket. But it's just for some fact, right? When you run independently like that, chances are that you're not actually like ain't nobody actually really gonna pay you no attention. You just it's almost people gonna look at you like people look at their appendix, right? Don't nobody really pay attention to that motherfucker start hurting you, right? And for me, I really don't think. I mean, put it like this: if you want to run for president, right? But I really don't actually see it going too far because it's just for the simple fact that how shit was designed in the first place, right? You know, anybody that's gonna run on an independent ballot, right? Yeah, I mean, now you got, and let's just say for shits and giggles that he do win, right? Now you're looking at the simple fact, okay, you got the Democrats and the Republicans, both of them are gonna be coming at you now, right? So, not to say that that's something that not to say that he cannot handle that pressure, but I'm just looking at the simple fact, okay, you know, you really gonna be asking for a whole lot here. So all I can say is let's see what happens, right? And as they say, even though it's never true, or at least it's not true in some cases, let the best man win, right? And so then, just like I said, we talked about I wait for my partner to come on screen, right? But like I said, we talked about the airplane. Now, the only reason, and this is the reason why I titled this the way that I titled it, because what is this? This is June. Now, early part of this year, right? We all know what the fuck happened. The, whether it was a spy balloon, whatever the fuck it was, right? It listen, it come from one end of the country, went across the country, out on the other end, and nothing was done about it. I mean, I think eventually they shot that motherfucker down, right? But I'm just trying to figure out, okay, how you let a spy plane come over, and chances are it took pictures of strategic positions, right? But let somebody that's flying like a regular plane, right? He becomes non-responsive, flies in restricted airspace, right? And then y'all want to do the sonic boom and scare the shit out of people that was in the area, right? That really, I'm just here to tell you that really doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, right? So it is what it is, and as like I said, I'm waiting on my homeboy to come on, because I'm pretty sure that he's gonna want to say his piece as far as like the airplane, the balloon, people running for office, and then whatever else that we gonna talk about. But in the meantime, I'm gonna say, hey, look, today today is a very special day if indeed you want to celebrate birthdays, right? This day is the birthday of all birthdays, because let's just say a little over, little over 2,000, well, 2,000 years ago, over a little over 2,000 years ago, the Savior of the world was born on this day at 9 o'clock in the morning. So, and now I could be wrong about the actual time, but then again, I look at it like this, right? Everybody, or the majority of the people in the world, right, have been wrong about the actual date for as long as some people have been living, right? Everybody wanted to holler about December 25th is the day. No, the fuck it ain't. And it's just for the simple fact you go over there, read Exodus 12:1, where it says, this month, and Yahweh said unto Moses, this month shall be the beginning of the months unto you, right? And then you go over there in Exodus 13:4, and it tells you the month that the children of Israel came out of the land of Egypt. Abib, you translate that is April. And then, so that right there, right? April 1st, April Fool's Day, my birthday, right? So that's why they call April Fool's, and that's why they call April Fool's Day, right? Because April is the first month of the year, not January. And then I done told y'all this plenty of times. January named after the Roman goddess, either the Roman god or goddess Janus, right? And that bitch is two-faced. So more to follow on that. What's good?
What is good, my man?
Oh, this is up there doing the warm up before you come on. So yeah, got my tasty
Well,
beverage. So
hold on, let me crack mine. Let's see what we got here.
because I'm on some vodka and Dr. Pepper, you know.
Ah, there it is.
Yeah. So first things first.
Oh,
Um, you want to talk about the airplane and the sonic boom?
um, yeah, we can start it there. I like that.
Yeah. Because my whole deal is here it is. We know what happened a few months back with the spy balloon. It went from coast to coast, sea to shining sea, right? And nothing was done to that motherfucker, right? At least not to my knowledge, right? But here comes a plane that flies in restricted airspace. Here they come. And so I'm just like, okay, what is wrong with this picture? It almost reminds me of the movie um, Airplane, where that, they go through the metal detector or whatever. And so the security, they there. Now that was airplane. No, that was airplane too. Well, in our case, right? These motherfuckers pull up in a bus and it says Iran terrorist group or some shit, right? I mean, great fact it's a comedy, right? But here they come in with weapons and everything, and they just let these motherfuckers just pass through, right? But soon as grandma ain't got shit on her, right? The buzzer go off and they just tackle grandma. And they steady letting motherfuckers in with weapons
Yeah,
on the plane. So I'm just like, so again, this is like weather balloon, don't shit happen. Airplane, okay, oh, we gotta make it happen. Why? Because y'all fucked up a few months ago? So I'm just, you know,
it's
it
there's a lot of what we'll call SOP, or excuse me, like there's a lot of like things that shouldn't occur to be normal that are occurring, whether
yeah,
it's what's going on with Taiwan and them being aggressive with you like with naval carriers, like they're being aggressive. They're not like
yeah,
hiding it, and that's just for public, um, you know, public consumption. They're being kind in the way they're saying it because they got punked. And you got Lloyd Austin, which, by the way, I think he actually is a good dude. Um, I guess. I don't know why I'm saying that, but I guess. Uh, basically saying, like, yeah, we won't stand for this. And they stood him up. He basically requested to meet with his equivalent of the Chinese, not the Chinese premier, but his equivalent in China. And they
yeah,
said, basically, fuck off. And apparently, we're cool with that now. And it's like, the only thing I think of is if it looks like a duck, if it flies like a duck, if it has a little
that's
tail,
like,
it's probably a
yeah,
duck
yeah,
because What I'm thinking is, you think these motherfuckers are gonna get punked? I don't see that. I don't think CENTCOM is gonna get punked. I don't think JSOC and the special operations teams are gonna get punked. I don't think whatever the fuck's going on in Ukraine with our weapon systems are gonna get punked. What I think is, look out.
Yeah, because
I think they're
yeah,
planning something. I think they're
yeah,
planning. I think they're planning the next one.
yeah. I mean, because the dam, because I watched that this morning. The dam broke over there, and so the Ukraine they blaming Putin and company, right? And then the shit with the the aircraft carrier almost collided with one of the Chinese things. Hold on.
Yep.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing a show right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll talk to you later.
Okay then. All right then.
Wow.
What? No, talk to me now. Let's hold on for a minute. What you got?
I just
All right. So in either case, I'm like you right now. Some serious shit is about to happen.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's
Some
going down.
some real serious shit is about to pop off, and I don't know. I just
And not only that, they just also came out with, and people are so like, I don't know what you would call it, um, confused, or I don't want to say they're confused, because confused sounds sort of like they're unaware.
yeah
They're specifically distracted. Is probably a better way to say it. They're distracted,
yeah
and they also just came out with the Hunter Biden stuff.
yeah
Like, not kind of, not maybe. It's an issue, right?
uh,
And they also came out with, like, what we did to Trump was inappropriate. And it's like, how do you mean? Um, well, yeah, because you'd have typical people think he's just got sued over and over again, because he has, but in every one of those cases, he's actually won.
yeah
That
uh-huh,
was a sitting president of the United States.
uh-huh,
I find a big issue with that, actually,
yeah
when they're playing Spanish commercials, when they're flying Mexican flags on this land. Oh, so you're anti-immigrant. Oh, so
yeah
you're bullshit. I'm telling
yeah
you, these cities are going to shit, and this is inappropriate.
yeah.
To me, it
So
seems like like an invasion.
yeah
I don't really give a fuck. Actually, some of the Hispanic people that I've met and actually worked with down in Florida and whatever, they seem like very decent people. They're doing the best they can. But
yeah
the idea that our political establishment is just naive is wrong. They're not
yeah
naive. They're using it as a weapon. They're weaponizing it.
yeah
It's bullshit. You can't take over the black communities, the brown communities, and all of a sudden we have to start saying shit in Spanish.
yeah it's
Have you been to Baltimore? Like,
yeah
what the fuck are you talking about?
yeah any other time I would have blew this shit off, but with the airplane, and then with the shit that with the Chinese folk, they doing their shit with their airplanes and ships towards us, right? So I'm just like, yeah. So
Yeah, they don't
actually,
respect it. They
yeah,
they both they're just acting in defiance. They don't respect the United States of America. They think
yeah,
it's like, what are you going to do? No,
yeah,
truly, the both of them.
yeah. I mean, because that's if you actually really stop thinking, that's 3 incidents that happened.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And timing is a motherfucker.
yeah. With the balloon, the plane, and the damn ship. So it's like,
And the open border. And the open
yeah.
border.
So yeah, it's like, okay, yeah, these motherfuckers, they're actually like really
They're
they're
checking us.
testing they're testing the motherfucking perimeters, right? And
Hmm.
then when you have somebody like Biden in office, right? Hell, he too busy falling all over shit. So dude, I
Can you
mean, it's like,
believe this motherfucker stumbled at the airport in Colorado at the Air Force Academy, one of the prestigious institutions within the Department of Defense? This motherfucker, really?
yeah. So it's just,
The
man,
commander in chief wearing a stupid ass hat. You see the hat he's wearing? It's like
yeah, I saw
a
the hat.
stupid ass hat. Yeah. Um, Stumbles on stage in beautiful Colorado at one of the most prestigious institutions in the
Yeah,
planet. Um, it's called the Air Force Academy. And if people don't know, they're like, oh, the Air Force, the Army. No, no, no. If you're an officer within the Air Force, it's actually a very prestigious, difficult assignment to have, and it's imperative within our Department of Defense. And this dumbass falling over on stage and being, basically made a mockery of. What the fuck is going on?
exactly. You know,
You got some
and
guy saluting, walking down. He's a cadet. He's walking down, and it's like he has no idea what's happening behind him. And this fucking dumbass, who's the president, the leader of the free world, is stumbling right behind him. The
yeah,
fuck? You ever stumbled on the stage? It's just like within like military apparatus and like that sort of structure. What the fuck are you doing?
exactly.
Got a bunch of generals in the front row. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
I mean, you almost got to ask yourself, like, how does it? I mean, here it is. You the president of the United States, and every from the highest ranking officer in all of the branches, they looking at you and they have little to none respect for you as the commander in chief. I mean, I'm just like, I mean, I mean, now they may have respect for this guy. I don't know, but I'm just like, because I'll be like, this motherfucker, right? I mean, it just, I don't know. I mean, and then this motherfucker talking about he finna run again, and I'm just like, it'd be like with on one of them comedy records, or one of them Richard Pryor comedy records way back in the day, and they was when Nixon was in office, and they said Nixon said he may run again in '78, and the little guy said, if I catch that nigga in the alley, he'll run tonight, right? So, uh, you know,
That's
so
tremendous.
so that's just about how I feel about Biden. He talking about he gonna run again. Hell, if I catch him in the alley, he gonna run this evening, right? So I'm just, you know,
You know what they try to be like vague and positive. Generally, what happens within military units is they'll say we have a loss of confidence, or like they won't say lack of respect, but they say basically you effed up, right?
yeah,
And this guy tripping, just looking at the faces on people, I'm like, what in the hell is this?
yeah,
And you're like, oh, so you can't make a mistake and trip? It's like, well, I saw a compilation of him falling off a bike, tripping up the stairs, tripping down the stairs, tripping Here's the thing. You ride a bike and you fall off the bike, I go, hey, everyone calm down. There's a lot of pressure because he knows people are looking and it's dangerous and he doesn't want to take a lick. I get it. You're on stage in Colorado at the Air Force Academy's graduation, which is literally, these are going to be the leaders of your Air Force for the next generational period. And you take a fall like that, I'm just like, you know what? Sometimes karma's good.
Yeah.
Look at what the fuck was that shit?
Exactly.
And it really wasn't here's the thing. If it was just a fall, you'd go, well, it happens. I know people are giving him a hard time. It's political. If you saw the way he got up, that was worse than the damn fall.
But you know,
he didn't know what the fuck was going on.
But you know what though? That's almost as bad. Remember a few years back, Bush had went somewhere, right? And this motherfucker, he tried to open up what the fuck he thought was a door, and it wasn't a door. Or he opened it wrong. He did something, right? That he really, and then when the motherfucker threw the shoe at him, right? So I'm just like, come on now.
Hold on. You talking about Michael's boyfriend, or who you talking about?
No, I'm talking about Bush. You know, Bush, not Bush Senior, Bush Junior, right?
Yeah, but sorry. I don't mean to be dismissive. I thought you were talking about Michael's boyfriend.
Oh no, we ain't talking about Big Mike.
Excuse me for being condescending. What I'm referring to is Michelle Obama being best buddies with George Bush Jr. And that if you can't see through that fucking veneer, then good luck for you. But anyways, did I say Michael or did I say Michelle? Can't remember.
Well, I mean, you could be like Obama and say Michael and I. So I mean, it is what it is. But
you talking about Barack Hussein or? I'm sorry. Unfortunately, I can't. Guys, I know. I am being condescending because I get it.
So,
I'm sure. Hey, if I ever run into their little Secret Service team, I'm sure that would be great. Nice.
Yeah. Pitts, he threw his hat in, for president, and and just like I say, I was watching the news this morning, and I forget the guy's name, but basically what he was saying, y'all know this ain't nothing more than a repeat of what happened when Trump was running for office. Soon as Trump put his hat in, he was already the motherfucking front runner. So it's just like right now, all this shit is going on with Trump, and that's exactly what it is. It's a bunch of bullshit, right? Trump is like way out there, and then the I don't know, the governor from Florida, I don't know if he's a close second or if they right there, they like neck and neck. But my whole deal is that it's almost like the American people, right? I'm not saying everybody, but it's like the American people, they realize they fucked up by getting Trump out of there. Now they want him back in there. They try to straighten some of this shit out, right?
What's really interesting, and I like to throw this hat in the conversation, is first of all, I agree with everything you said, and I was surprised by this. I didn't think I would agree with it or observe it at the level I did. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is making the rounds and has officially, tried to be a contender. And within the Democratic side, he's polling pretty well. but basically he's making a mockery of it because if you know anything about what they did to his uncle or his father, for that fact, um, very difficult. And he made a lifetime on suing all the alphabet agencies and saying it's inappropriate. And if there's anybody with the right to do that, it would be him. And what he runs on primarily, he's going to run the Democratic ticket. I don't, I got issues with it, but his message I have no issue with. And what was interesting is I listened to a conversation he had live on Twitter, which is very interesting. Twitter open spaces, they call it like this or something. And he has an open dialogue with Elon Musk, the CEO of Twitter, and obviously people know probably who he is and not gonna insult anyone's intelligence. And he basically asked like what's going on and this and that. And he made a lot of good points about DeSantis.
Yeah.
And he said, I've made a lifetime suing these agencies. And I asked very candidly during the pandemic, you have to understand who Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is. Like, he is like, they call him anti-vaxxer, but he's not like anti-medicine. He just has a problem with like them pushing medicine on people.
Yeah.
He's very intelligent, by the way. And he made a very interesting point where he said what Ron DeSantis did down in Florida was I thought it was incredible. And unfortunately, he has like a speech impediment. It's not like he can't speak, but like his throat's closing or some, I don't know the exact medical condition, but like his voice sounds odd. We'll put it that way.
Okay.
And well, have you ever heard him speak?
No, I haven't heard him speak.
The reason I say that, like, so just hearing it off the bat, you would say, why would you bring that up? It's like, well, first of all, I don't think that's important at all until you hear him speak, and you go, that's going to be hard to debate.
Uh-huh.
It's like, I don't know what the term is. You've never heard him speak? I'm surprised by that.
No, I mean, because because my whole deal is, I
Well, hold on. If you've never heard him speak, just let me finish the point.
Hold on. Well, I can pull him up like that.
Yeah, but the point is, he runs on a Democratic ticket, and I'm like, why? He seems like an independent or a Republican, kind of. And it's like, well, shit. You don't know what they did to his father and his uncle? And I'm like, yeah. And he's independently wealthy, and he's doing it anyways. So that strikes my interest. And I go, interesting. And what he said about Ron DeSantis, the governor from Florida, is basically, he makes a lot of good points.
Yeah.
Actually, a lot of great points. And what we need for this country is essentially a leader. And if that happens to be the leader, I would absolutely become vice president. But the way he says it, you'll understand. He's not being rude. He's not being like vindictive. He's actually trying to save the country. And the way he says it is so eloquent. Not like typical Democrats in this sense. There are a lot of good Democrats. But I never realized, holy shit, there could be a DeSantis, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. ticket. And good luck beating them.
Yeah, but now here's the deal. Who you think is gonna run with him?
I'm sorry, how do you mean?
No, who do you think is gonna be the vice president? Is what I'm saying.
No, no. He said he's completely okay with being the vice president. DeSantis as POTUS and him as vice president.
Oh, so he don't want to be president. Okay, all right.
No, he first of all, if he he is incredibly successful as like just a
Uh,
private citizen, and obviously the political history of his family members, he has some motivation, but yeah,
yeah.
there you go.
Oh yeah.
You can listen to
I'm
him.
listening to him now, and yeah, it's almost like it's a glitch in the program. But I'm gonna leave that alone for right now.
But if you actually listen to him, he's been doing the rounds.
Yeah.
On several podcasts, a lot of podcasts, all of them. It's
Yeah.
like it's substance.
Uh-huh.
It's
So
not some
yeah, I mean,
bullshit. It's substance. And he straight up talks about. He's like, yeah, I sued the CIA, I sued the FBI, I sued the FDA, I sued the NIH, blah blah blah. And it basically the Iggy in the room is, duh,
uh-huh.
they killed your family members. And he's like,
Yeah.
well, we need to move on because within those agencies, there's actually a lot of great people, and it's not everybody. The agency doesn't represent what a few bad apples had to. He's doing it right, and
Yeah.
he's about that shit.
Yeah. I
Like
mean,
about it. I learned about him about 2 years ago.
uh,
Actually, well, I'm not going to talk about that. But let's just put it this way. I I know him very well.
okay. All right. So
And he doesn't
so
strike me as when he ran on the Democratic ticket. I was thinking to myself, I had an issue for several months. I'm like, why is he running on the Democratic ticket? And then I went,
uh,
hmm, that's how you undivide the nation. An
yeah.
actual Democrat and Republican ticket. I was like, what the fuck? Because this guy, if you hear him speak, you would think he's a conspiracy theorist or he's woke or he's not. He's not uh, like a typical politician Democrat.
Uh,
He's
so
somebody who you would talk to and you go,
yeah.
oh, this is interesting.
So okay. Well, let me ask you this then. Considering what just happened uh, on June 4th, 60 years, 60, yeah, 60 years ago, June 4th, President Kennedy signed Executive Order 11110 into law. And so, and then November 22nd, 1963, we know what happened, right? And so then his father runs, they assassinate him, right? And I'm almost like, so what I'm asking, do you think that the United States is ready for another Kennedy? Like,
Well, the only reason I say yes is because of this. The idea that you could assassinate a sitting United States president is ludicrous, one to
yeah,
begin. And then two, what they've attempted to do to Donald Trump is equivalent. If they could have killed him, they would have. Their security teams aren't as good. But
yeah,
just politically, they have attempted to put him in jail and shut it down. So
yeah,
you ask, well, who are these people? It's like, well, in Trump's case, it's literally the same agencies that have run him up
yeah,
since they killed a sitting U.S. president. And by
uh,
all measures and means, they've done the same thing to Trump. So
yeah,
my answer is yes. Secondarily, thank God it's not DOD, but there are some other agencies. Fuck it, I'll just say it. It's IRS, FBI, CIA, who have gone rogue. What do you mean by rogue? Well, all of those individuals, to include individuals within the DOD, when they take an oath, promise, commit to defending the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Yeah.
What we're discussing is domestic, and it's obvious. They're a problem. I'm sure. Not only am I sure, the majority of these individuals are patriots. They're doing the right thing, but there are a select few who are not, and they're causing a huge issue.
Uh-huh.
And it's not my opinion. Well, it is my opinion, but it's not my assessment. How I came to this conclusion. It's obvious based on investigations within Senate, in-house investigations, committees, obvious data, and hearsay. It's just
Yeah.
it's their problem.
Yeah. I mean, and then me and you both have talked about the oath that we took, and that one part where it said, "I will defend this country against all enemies, both foreign and domestic." And but when I look at it now, I'm just like, okay, who is foreign and who's domestic?
Good
You
point.
know, I mean, because
Especially a broken immigration system. That's a great point.
yeah, I mean, because I mean, because like back in the day, right? You could actually really like you could, but then again, I don't know who and then again, it could have been like that back in the day as well, but at least it was. Some people may say that it was clear cut on who the enemy was and who the foreign people were, right? I mean, but you look at it, I look at it now, right? And I forget who that was I was talking to, but I was just like, okay, look, y'all really think y'all really think some shit is gonna happen when all what the fuck you gotta do right now is pick up your remote control, right? Whether it's to your TV, DVD player, or whatever that you use right now, and look at the back of that motherfucker, and it's gonna say either made in China or made in Taiwan or some damn where, anywhere but here, right? So, and we all know about the motherfucking sweatshops. We've all been to Korea. We all know how cheap it is to buy a goddamn jersey, sports jersey, regardless of sport, right? We know how cheap it is to go buy. I mean, because I got jerseys in my closet now that I got over in Korea. $20 at best, maybe the highest I've ever paid for a
And
jersey.
people need to understand. People need to understand this part.
Yeah,
Indistinguishable from what you get at Foot Locker. Like indistinguishable, a complete ripoff. Meaning like it's that good of quality. It's not. You would not know the difference.
I mean, hey, look,
It's that fucking good.
yeah,
I don't know if that's right or wrong, but I think some people who have never been, first of all, some people they've never left their hometown, let alone been across the world and back
yeah.
and
You know,
fought for the
that's what I
goddamn
said,
government.
and that's what I said. That's what
It's
I said.
indistinguishable. It looks
Yeah,
like you bought this shit for $110.
yeah, and and that's why I said what. That's why I said what I said in my book, right? Put like this: people spend their whole lives in the same state. A lot of people have not even crossed the state line. So you have no idea what your next door neighbor is, let alone getting on a plane and going to a whole different country. See, me and you, we've done that. We know how this shit work in a sense, right? And just know that everybody ain't what you think they are just because every time you turn on the goddamn idiot box, right? Then automatically you think, oh, they fucked up. No, they ain't. How about you carry your ass over there and act like really experience those people for who they truly are? Just like I say, we've done that. I done met with,
You know what's interesting
what's that?
is, well, first of all, I was born in North Africa, born in Morocco, but secondarily, I lived in Oregon for a while,
Yeah,
and when I moved cross country again, back down to Florida, uh, I was getting people giving me attitude because I had an Oregon license plate, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And they're like, oh, don't bring your Oregon bullshit here. And I'm like, let's get one thing right. Um, I'm from here. I'm coming back home, and I'm a veteran. You want to have a conversation? And we start talking, and they're like, "Well, I didn't know all that." And first of all, thank you for your service. And but I'm like, but the initial reaction because of the piece of metal
yeah,
on the back of the vehicle
yeah.
was their reaction, and I went, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And
Mhm.
you got some of these motherfuckers, and I've had this issue. I'm not going to talk personally, but I've had this issue. It's perfect what you just said. They never left a state line. When you say state line, some of these motherfuckers never left the county.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
They might have
So
went on vacation. They might have went. They didn't do shit. You, I,
going to
I
your
don't have to tell
grandma's house
you.
is not a motherfucking
You
vacation. I'm so sorry to tell
exactly.
you.
But
Okay.
what they have the benefit of the doubt of being like, oh, I put my time in here.
Yeah.
Fuck here. How about that? Number one, and number two, um, you think that's an accomplishment? You stupid fuck. You
Right.
country bumpkin motherfucker. Like you think that's an accomplishment? I got pride in my city. It's like shut the fuck up. Number one, and number two, hey, okay, so I'm not allowed to live here. No, okay, good. Let me tell you something. I've been to Asia. I've been to every goddamn continent you can, besides Antarctica. How about that? And
Yeah. Yeah.
it's one of the greatest accomplishments of my life. And quite frankly, I I'm sorry that you feel lower than or different than, but make no mistake, you should not use it as a justification to be a fucking dumbass.
Yeah. It's almost like
What do
what
they call them?
I know you.
Townies? Like, like you stayed in
Yeah.
your town, townies?
Yeah. It's like what Samuel L. Jackson said in Rules of Engagement. He said, you know what? When I was 18 years old, I asked to join the Marine Corps. I asked to be in the infantry. He said, I've lived. I forget what he said. He said, I think, be in charge of people is like one of the greatest responsibilities that you can have in the world. He said, do you know how many years I spent in deserts and jungles, rotted away while you sitting here playing war Yahtzee, right? And so, you know,
That is brilliant.
I mean, the rules of engagement. So I'm just like, okay, so again, I mean, great the fact Samuel Jackson, he's playing the role of a United States Marine officer, but it's just for the simple fact this guy that's been to damn near every war possible during his time that he was in. So like I say, it's like with us.
Let me ask you something real quick. Let me ask you something real quick.
Okay.
I need your expertise on this because you became an EO individual,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
The old timer when we were in Korea with the mustache, who was
Uh-huh.
he?
Oh,
The EO rep at the time that was from Battalion. I don't know. He was a white dude, hand like straight mustache, like seemed like a decent individual. I have no idea.
Yeah, I know who you talk about. I know you. I can't call his name off right now.
Yeah,
You
well,
know,
we're getting older.
but
But
it
here's the
was just
thing: he said something. He
yeah,
said something, right? He was trying to give some speech, and we have to go through like these groups
yeah.
and stuff, blah blah blah.
Uh,
And he just said, "You're a part of the biggest gang in the world." And when I heard him say that, I said, "Why would he say that?" It's like, yeah, we're the best army in the world. We're the best military fighting force in the world. We're the best war fighters. Period. And what struck me is there's individuals that come from inner cities, certain parts of this country, who are gang affiliated,
yeah.
who have found their way and they escaped that reality.
Uh-huh.
And he was reiterating the fact that this is the biggest gang in the world. Let's get that right. And it was like, whoa, that's interesting. True in a sense, true in a different way. It's more of a brotherhood, it's more of a profession, it's more of all that. But if you're attempting to communicate with individuals who are coming from struggle communities, um, I get it.
Yeah.
And it just that shit struck me, and I was just like, wow, that's interesting. That is so interesting to me
Yeah.
because I thought to myself, if you want to better yourself, if you want to road forward, if you want to be a real fucking man or person or woman, you have to say all these qualifiers now. If you
Yeah.
want to be the best person you could be, you might want to go through the fire. What is the fire? The greatest fighting force on the planet. That's it.
Yeah.
Not some bum ass people in your fucking town that you never left because you didn't have the courage, and your parents didn't have the fucking courage, and all these fucking dumbasses and losers around you didn't have the fucking courage to leave. So guess
Yeah.
what? You do. Drive forward. Let's do
Yeah.
it.
You
There's
know,
standards, there's
yeah.
rules, and if you want to be surrounded by security, real security,
Yeah.
then do it. And
I
I was
just
like,
like I say,
holy shit. You
you
know what I'm
know,
saying? But like, if you could tell that
yeah.
to a young person, like, oh, it's not cool to join the military. It's not cool to listen, motherfucker. It's not cool to be a loser gangbanger that's ruining generations within your own community. That's what's not cool. You know what is cool? Protecting your country and providing for your family. That's fucking cool. I don't
Yeah.
care what language you speak, what religion you are, what color you are, for sure. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
You know what we should all be? Red, white, and blue.
Yeah. You know what though?
People don't want to hear that. That's an unpopular opinion, but that's my opinion.
Yeah. I'll tell you, like one of like just like I say in the whole 21 year or damn near 21 year career that I had, um, some of the best moments that I actually really had is when we down there in the motor pool and we ain't doing nothing, right? And we down there in the cough or whatever, and so I'll like get my chair out or whatever, and then a lot of the other NCOs be like, all right, everybody get together. Sorry, Harry finna talk to us. And so, and I'm just like, okay, motherfucker, I was just sitting down, right? I mean, but if y'all want me to, obviously, I mean, but if y'all, no, I'm just telling you. So I'm just like,
Oh,
but I tell them right because it was a lot of units where I was the oldest person in the battery, right? And so whether they actually really meant it as a joke or whether they were serious about it, but they would always ask me, "Okay, Sir Harris, tell us how it was when you was a little boy, right?" And then I'm like, "Okay," and then I tell them, and they listen. They would sit down there on that floor, and I'm in the chair, and they sit up there and they would eat that shit up as if they was eating macaroni and cheese or steak or whatever the fuck they damn favorite dish was. And so I'm just looking at this. And so the whole time as I'm talking, right? And I'm looking at this, and I'm just like, damn, right? I have really captured. I have that ability to capture somebody's attention. And all what the fuck I did was just sit the fuck down, right? But
What's
you know, they
interesting, you
just
say capture attention. It was more like inspiration because I
yeah,
know the group in Alpha 45
yeah,
within the Renegade Battalion. Uh, you know, they, people need to understand this was a very special team, and special in the sense of this: they were productive and qualified enough to get things done within a ground to air Patriot missile battalion.
yeah,
Basically, um, I'm trying to be like nice to the rest of the
uh-huh,
batteries. I don't know what you would say. Uh, they were the most qualified to get the job done. We'll just put it that way.
yeah,
The entire United States Army is qualified,
uh-huh,
and they could actually absolutely do it. It's the biggest fighting machine in the world. Within that, there's levels. It's
yeah,
compartmentalized,
uh-huh,
and Alpha Battery at the time was there for a reason.
yeah,
On an airstrip within the South Pacific. I'm not going to get into much more than that, obviously, but um, those group of individuals looked at you as leadership in the truest form of, like you could say they're my leadership, meaning like
yeah,
they're my boss. It's like, yeah, that's
uh,
different from leadership. My
yeah,
superior is different from leadership. And you're saying something completely true.
yeah,
The reason we were so good was because of leaders like you. How else do
yeah.
we fucking get trained? It was a. I think people think in their mind like, oh, every day was perfect, every day was good.
No, it
No,
wasn't.
some days,
It wasn't. It wasn't.
some
I
days suck.
remember saying
Like
that. You know, it was hell no, hell no. We had
exactly.
some rather fucked up days. So I mean, it's just, but you know,
But what I'm saying is,
yeah,
people grew there, and
yeah,
then what's interesting. I know you went to Suwon after that, 6'5" dudes, but
yeah,
what was interesting is the group of leaders that you left there.
hmm
Our leaders
yeah,
on the officer side talked about it.
yeah,
I talked to you. I'm not going to get into the whole media stuff and what we did,
yeah,
Brooks. And da, da, da. I'm talking about
yeah,
when there was changes of command.
yeah.
They talked about you. They
I
continue
trust
to
me.
talk about you.
I trust me. I know they did. I know they
And
did.
he's
I
just
mean,
like,
but
it,
go ahead, go ahead. I'm listening. You know,
they they talked about you in a way that was like, yeah, this is the type of leadership you want. This is what if we didn't provide results, they would probably tell us a different. You'd probably be in Bravo or Charlie or Delta
yeah,
or Echo. But guess what? You weren't in fucking Alpha Battery because when
yeah,
those shots have to go down range, let's make no mistake. Between all the bullshit we got going on, um, it gets done,
yeah. I mean, but
and it's
to
Alpha for a reason.
yeah. I mean, but to and then like I
Well,
said,
hold on. Within the Korean Peninsula, which battery was uniquely placed
we
down
were
there?
we were
Hmm.
we were
Hmm.
the best.
And
We were the best
I
of the
was
best.
schooled on this by Master Sergeant Otto at the time.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah. We were the best. We were the best of the best. Plain and simple. And
It's great to go down to Camp Carroll and jump up and down in the fucking mountains. Come on.
yeah, I mean, to act like, but here's the thing though, right?
Yeah, but people don't understand that part.
All of this stuff that we've been talking about for the past 10, 15 minutes is for the simple fact that for one, right? We knew that we had to actually like really leave our point of origin. We knew that we actually really wanted to experience life how it was supposed to be experienced, right?
Mhm.
You know, and then once we actually really experienced life, then we could be like, okay, it made you, it made us better. Where that we could actually really look at it and like, hey, and say, look, I call bullshit on that because for one, I've been there. I know how those people are, right? And so, and it's just for the simple fact, even when I retired and even when I was like on that other job that I had and I was, putting in floors and whatever, and then I
Yeah.
went from the East Coast to the West Coast. I met all different type of people, and it's just for the simple fact that yeah, you can look at the person and be like, oh, well, they ain't fucked up, but it was a lot of times, I made it my
You
business.
got out of your comfort zone.
Yeah,
You
I
got
made it.
comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah, I made it my business
And
to talk to these
and
people.
90% of this country can't say that.
Yeah, I made it my business to
Shit.
talk to these
Might be
people.
98.
Just like say, well, when I went as far as the damn Canadian border, and I actually really met. Listen, and I actually really met Canadians, and I'm looking at them like they a goddamn endangered species because I'm just like, and so they looking at me like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, look, I ain't never met no Canadian before. I said, I'd have met Koreans, I'd have met Germans, I'd have met Saudis, right?
That's the
It's,
funny thing. When this guy told me,
yeah,
because I have the Oregon license plate, I'm like, are you out of your fucking rabbit? Like, are you out of your mind? First of all, let's go ahead and have this conversation at pump six, you stupid fuck. And I didn't say that, but I'm like, okay, let's go ahead and do it. And I'm just like, my mind was blown. I'm like, holy shit, this person's never left the town.
yeah.
You've been all over. You're a leader amongst men and the most elite fighting force on the planet, which is the United States Army. That's great. If other branches want to, that's great. I
Mhm.
get it. Thank you for your service. I mean, the United States Army is the greatest fighting force on the planet. Period. Yeah, but I saw a movie about SEAL Team Six. That's great. Next question. Um,
Yeah.
you bit around. You did it. Your story is impeccable, and it's weird when you have to go back to a hometown and perform a profession. You don't have to, by the way. You're like, I should do something. I should want to try this or want to try that. And you have to deal with people who are oblivious to the reality of, oh, hmm, you should have done that.
Hmm. Yeah. But you know what?
Not saying they're not good people. I'm not calling them bad people. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
you never left here,
Yeah.
wherever here is for you.
So, out of all this stuff what we're talking about here,
Do
um,
you think I'm overstepping, or you think it's
no, no, no,
accurate?
no, 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 because the thing about though is this: Chuck D of Public Enemy said this. He's like, not knowing the earth equals slavery,
Ooh,
right?
I like that. Was I unaware of
So,
that?
so, so again, yeah, I was born here in Little Rock, Arkansas, April 1st, 1973, right? But I have experienced the earth. I've been to Germany. I've been to Saudi Arabia. I've been to Kuwait. I've been to
Korea.
Korea. I've been damn near everywhere. So I know how this shit works, or I have a pretty good idea
You know
of
what
how
you
this
just
shit
say?
works.
I can't speak for you. You know what I should say?
What's that?
You could reach out and touch a motherfucker. When I say reach out,
Yeah,
it's like you you've traveled the planet.
yeah. Like seriously, I've been around the
You've
world.
reached out and you've touched motherfuckers.
Yeah, I've been. I can actually like really say, look, I've been around this world more than once, maybe 2, 3 times. I
Well,
don't
it's
know.
funny. They go like Christopher Columbus, and I just got like
Yeah,
I fucking laughed at myself. I'm like, who gives a fuck about Christopher Columbus when they send them birds and like
uh-huh.
what? Think about it. You
Yeah,
shit on Christopher Columbus.
yeah.
No, literally. You
But
you've
you know
done
what I
it.
used to, what I used to say back in the day. I used to tell, and yeah, I used to say this before I got with my first wife, and I still say it now in a sense. I said, listen, I am smarter than the average scientist because a scientist, all what the fuck they can give you is goddamn theories. I can give your ass straight facts.
I like that.
You
I
know,
like it.
I can give your ass straight facts,
I like
right?
that one.
Listen, I'm just look, listen, for 50 years, I have walked the face of the earth. I've been a lot of places that a lot of motherfuckers can't even pronounce. And
One thing you
you
need to
were part
start
of that
with,
group.
which these haters won't say, you also were in the Million Man March.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. And people
Oh
are like,
yeah.
"Oh, good for you." They start to be haters. They start to blah 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 blah. But
Yeah.
hey, let's also get one thing right. I'm from this town, and I was in
Yeah.
a Million Man March.
Yeah.
Let's get that shit straight.
And that's what? And that's how I ended my book. I said from community groups to the Million Man March to 21 years in the United States Army. Look, I done it all. I've seen it all. Right? I mean, so what have you done? What ask yourself,
Exactly.
what have you done?
Exactly.
Besides, because I look like this. If I don't do shit else but go to the gym and go to the liquor store, guess what? I still did more than your ass. So for me, right?
Not only have done more,
Yeah,
you have to extrapolate it. You've impacted so many individuals that have done so much more than these people,
yeah,
and meaning like the amount of leadership, the amount. I don't think people understand the effect of leadership when you're really in the best in the world and you happen to be a leader and you're influencing people, how it gets magnetic, the momentum builds, and truly what leadership is. And um, hmm, they should look themselves in the face. And it's like, yeah, but I've been in this town for a long time. So the momentum they're building is like, I can't speak for every town, but you go like this, whether it's a warehouse or actually we'll use like a normal company. Yeah, but I'm the manager at this Target because I've been here for 12 years. It's like, that's great. You understand there's no Target without the United States government. You understand there's no government without the United States military securing it.
yeah,
You have no idea what leadership is. What you do understand is how to get very comfortable being comfortable. And
uh-huh.
you deserve some, I guess, respect for that. I'm sure your wife likes it. I'm sure your family members like that. Do not ever try to like draw a comparison between the United States Army or military. Every branch has difficult times.
Yeah,
And what the fuck you do in your local town? First of all, You say thank you for your service, and you should shut the fuck up. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, well, you're just this. No, 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 no. What I'm trying to tell you is, you wouldn't last one day in boot camp, let alone the fucking motor pool. And it's like, why didn't sign up for that? Okay, but then you probably shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Truly,
You know,
you should probably
yeah,
shut the fuck up. That I,
exactly.
the, the most lackluster motherfucker in the motor pool
Yeah.
could run this
That,
business
that
over and
did
over and over
more.
again.
That did more than what a lot of these motherfuckers have done. You know,
Yeah,
so
and have a sense of entitlement. And it's like, as a civilian, it's like, you might want to shut the fuck up.
but you know what though? You know, now that I think about it, no, now that I
But they,
think about
you
it,
know what I mean? Like, they're smug. Like, they're, it's like,
but think about it for a minute. Let's actually really stop and think about this for a minute, right? Back in the day, they had a draft where that if your name was called, you had to go. But just think about it for a minute. You know, I'm not saying bring. Well, yeah, I am saying bring back the draft because I feel like
oh,
if
the country would be so better with the draft.
I think because I think what happens if you bring back the draft, a lot of stuff is gonna happen. Because for one, you're gonna learn responsibility like you have never learned responsibility. Second, you really gonna learn people outside of your goddamn area, right? So those are the two reasons why that they should bring back the draft. And I gives a good goddamn and three lovely fucks of anybody that says otherwise. Because
I
but you know,
agree.
because it's just because it's just for the simple fact, right? Again, you really learn about yourself and you because you're sitting there like, damn, I don't think that I can do that. Whether it's stuff that's within you or getting along with an individual that you have never seen before. I've been out the game 5 years, and I can still tell you right to this day who my battle buddy was in basic training. His last
Yep.
name was Duran. His last name was Duran. I don't know what the
You,
fuck his first name was.
can I tell you something very, very interesting?
What's that?
And it's not, obviously, it's, well, I don't know if it's related or not. Obviously, it wasn't the individual. When I was in Fort Sill going through basic, this was the last iteration where it was all men, by the way. Yeah, I'm sure that's going to fire people up. It just happened to be all men. And my primary instructor was DeVoe. And then, you know, you weed a couple guys out and this and that. And then, like, right around graduation time, there was a drill instructor that came in, and he had the glasses on,
Uh-huh.
and he had some swagger. He had everything. You know what his last name was?
What's that?
Well, he was Drill Sergeant Duran,
Oh, wow. I wonder if that's
and
the
he was a sharp looking, like, I don't know what ethnicity, maybe like Cuban or South American, something, but
uh-huh.
he was just like, he was cool, but
Uh-huh.
also like, I, people don't know this at the time. I don't even know what they do in the fucking. This is not even the schoolhouse when you get the AIT. Like, at basic training in Fort Sill,
Uh-huh.
these guys got in your fucking face and let you know what time it was.
Yeah, yeah.
And he looked unassuming, but
Uh,
then, you get the yelling going, and he'll bow up on you, and he's like teaching you, combat one, combat two, blah 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 blah. You know,
yeah.
and like it was weird when you said the name. But
Yeah.
what I realized is
I'm almost wondering. I'm almost wondering. Is that
it might have
if
been his
that's the
son.
same? I'm wondering if that's the same Duran that was my motherfucking battle buddy in basic.
Could have
I'm
been
almost. It could be. I mean, I'm just saying because that was back in '97.
those
That was in
guys.
'97.
Did you ever go to? Were you ever in Fort Sill or no?
Yeah, I was in Fort Sill. I did
Okay,
basic in Fort Sill.
okay. So if people don't know, Fort Sill is basically in Lot, not basically, it's in Lawton, Oklahoma,
Yeah.
and did they move it? Didn't they move it to where they move AIT to?
What
Out of Fort Bliss.
everything was AIT was
Everything's in Fort Sill now.
yeah. Air Defense is at Fort Sill, Oklahoma right
Okay,
now. Right.
so basically before that, you would be in Fort Sill, Oklahoma if you get through basic training,
Yeah.
and then you would go to El Paso, Texas, Fort Bliss. So now
Yeah.
it's all in one school. Perfect.
Yeah. All of it.
That's good.
All of it. They moved the Air Defense branch to Fort Sill, Oklahoma. So yeah.
Perfect.
And
But
I got. Listen, hey, you know what's so bad? You know what? The good thing about that is that I got two soldiers that were under me. They are now instructors at Fort Sill, Oklahoma, as we motherfuckers speak right now.
I
Two
love
people that
that.
were under me. Two people
Oh,
that were
I
under
love
me,
that.
right? And then both of them got my book. And then he actually really told me that he made my book a part of his classroom curriculum.
I love that shit.
You
I
know,
love it.
so because he told me,
Listen,
right? I'm like, and I just told him, I said, look, don't bullshit me. He like, sorry, Harris, I ain't never bullshitted you a day in my life. And I'm
you
like,
know
so you
you
serious?
know what's interesting?
What's that?
They have they they have a YouTube short. I have to send it to you where it's like a schoolhouse instructor and he's
Yeah.
calling cadence, right?
Uh-huh.
I left my and they keep going and they keep going and going and I'm like, fuck yeah. That's what you need.
Yeah. And you know, but
I
for me,
left the
right?
wife. I left the house. I left the and like they
Yeah.
keep going. I'm showing it to people
Yeah.
who are civilians and they're like, wow, they're being very rude or and I'm like,
Yeah. And you know what?
nah, nah, nah,
You know
nah,
what I thought
there ain't
about
nothing
doing?
rude about this.
Hmm. I may,
I miss Fort Sill. You know what?
yeah,
I need Fort Sill.
but
I need Fort
you know what?
Sill.
I'm gonna
And
say
guess
this.
what? You know what's interesting?
Uh huh.
I might just fly in. Let's go hang out,
Yeah.
fuck around at the gym because
But you know what, those Zach?
damn,
I'm gonna tell you
Fort
this.
Sill was a. They're like tonight's Nick and night. You know, we're gonna do this and that. You already know. I don't know what to tell you, but I'm telling you, it changed for a little bit, and then it became what it should be. And like the instructors were telling me, the reason they tell you is because they respect you. They were
Uh
telling you like
huh.
this. Here's what they called it: new army. No, now there's a new army,
Uh huh.
but they could see it sort of dwindling. And in my opinion, I go, that doesn't seem good. Keep it tough as fuck.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm being
Yeah, but
interrupted.
no, what I'm saying is that I've actually really thought about going to Fort Sill, seeing my two former soldiers there. I've actually really thought about it. I thought about it
Do you want to
many.
go?
I've thought about it many times, but you know, I feel like that. Well, I already know
How
that.
about we do a podcast there, me and you?
Yeah, yeah, we could.
Do you know about Space A flights?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, but my whole deal
You know
is,
what? What'd be better than this. Well, it's easier for me from Tampa, but at a sitcom that's easier. But you know what'd be
uh,
better?
what's
Let's
that?
do a road trip.
Yeah, I mean because
Do you
because
do you go on base or no anymore?
I listen. I'll go. You know, I'm
What I'm
because
asking is like, do you have the ID card,
yeah. I listen. I got access, and I'm working on getting access
sir,
for my
sir,
wife.
sir, sir,
What's that?
sir? Um, I don't think you understand. You're talking like you have served the United States Army for 2 decades, and you're not able to be on there. I'm going to ask you one time, really quickly. Do you have an identification card,
Yeah, I most definitely do.
driver's license,
Yeah, I mean, look if
Kurt?
listen.
Kurt, if you could see me right now, you'd fucking
Mhm.
slap me in the head because I'm being sarcastic.
Yeah,
Of course
but
you fucking do.
hold on,
No, but for real, do you
my
want to
whole
go or
deal
no?
is yeah, but my whole deal is that I went to the gym today, and then I left the gym and I went to the gas station, and I because I've been drinking or whatever, so I went and got me a Dr Pepper, and there was this young guy, he was behind the counter, and then I'm listening to the conversation that he's having with the guy that's in front
Like
of
you're
him.
behind him in line?
Yeah, I'm behind him, and so I'm listening
Ah,
to the
yeah.
conversation, right? And so when it's time for me, right, and I just talked to the guy. I was like, "Hey, look, I don't know how old you are, right? But I actually really told him, I said, look, I retired at the age of 43, right? And he's like, how you do that? I'm like, look, I raised my right hand and I served this country, right? And then I'm, but the thing about it was this. I told him, I said, look, I'm not telling you to do 20 years like how I did, right? But if your ass trying to get out of Little Rock, Arkansas, carry your ass down to the doggone recruiting station. Get out of Arkansas. Carry your motherfucking ass to Germany or somewhere. And then once you're done with it, you come back or whatever. Do what you gotta do, and then. But I'm just like, dog, you holler about this is easy money. Dog, you sit behind the motherfucking
Ah,
cash register. You
ah.
sit behind the motherfucking cash register.
And you could tell like there's something missing here.
Yeah. I mean, this almost
Obviously,
like
there's some like ego bullshit going on, and then tough times, and you're just trying to be, quite frankly, reasonable within your own community. Like,
but
but
but it's
you
just
may
for
as
the
well be.
fact,
Do you think he said like, yeah, I think that's a good idea, or do you think he like just blew you off?
no, he ain't listen, you know, cause listen, I can
I
tell.
don't mean your message. I mean like
Yeah.
just generally like, what do you
No,
think?
I can listen. His demeanor told
Kind of
everything.
fucking sad. Uh,
Yeah,
How old
I
was
mean
he?
because he look like he about 25, 26, maybe 27
All
at best.
right.
But
All right.
but my whole deal is, and I hate to say it, but if you try to get some pussy, right, you might want to raise your right hand, right? I mean because I'm just saying I'm not now. Let's not get it twisted. I'm not saying join the army to get some pussy, right? Join the army for some.
Kurt, Kurt.
Listen,
Hey,
huh?
hey, I hate to do this right now. Fuck, I could talk to you for hours. Hold on. We could do another stream if you want, but I have to
Yeah.
get off right now. I got some
Okay.
family shit going on.
Okay, so when you want to bring it back up?
Shit, I would love it in another hour. But I
Yeah,
have to
okay.
take this
Yeah,
phone call.
because I ain't got shit else to do. I ain't got shit else to do.
All
Right?
right. I mean, hell, I'm not trying to piss off your beautiful wife, but
No, she at work. She ain't here at the house. And then I done
okay.
told y'all, listen, everything
Hey,
that I've told
hey,
you.
how about this? It's 3:16 my time.
Yeah.
Where the fuck
Well, I gotta pick her up at 5.
are you 2:16 right now?
I gotta pick her up at 5.
Uh-huh.
You know, I gotta pick her up.
Let's pick it up in 30 minutes because
Okay.
because I want to keep the conversation going, to be honest, but I have to pick this phone call up.
Yeah.
In
I
the
mean,
app cuts
because
the phone call
it's
off.
just, because it's just for the simple fact that it's so much shit that I left out of AR 670 Harris because I didn't want the
Yeah,
motherfucking board to read it.
but here's the problem I have with that statement.
Uh-huh.
Where the fuck's the second book?
Well, the second book is on the shelf. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting to get the money, and then I because I'm gonna go through the same publisher. Because basically, what's gonna happen is this: I'm gonna do the second book, and then I'm gonna do
Hold
a
on, hold on, hold
reprint.
on, hold on. We have to leave this shit for the second show.
Yeah. So,
No,
but
hold on. Do you want it? I don't give up. I really need like 10 minutes, but 3:30 or your time. What would be
so
your
we get back
2:30
together
would
in
be your
10
time.
minutes. 10 minutes.
13.
So let's just do 2:40 my time, 3:40 your time.
Beautiful.
So, okay. Well, we'll shut this down, and then I'll get back
And
with you.
and
I'll
we're
see
gonna
you later.
open up with the next book.
Okay. All right.
Beautiful. I'm gonna make this phone
Okay.
call.
Yeah, take the phone call, and then just know that
Believe it or not,
here,
there's some real shit going on.
yeah. So just know 2:40. Well, matter of fact, let's do 2:45 so that'll actually really leave you clear.
No, no. The conversation gonna take about 5 minutes. Whatever's good
Okay,
for
then
you.
so 2:40. So 20 minutes
Perfect.
from now.
Yeah.
20 minutes from now.
I just didn't want to stop the stream.
Okay. All right. So 20 minutes from now.
Perfect.
Okay then. All right. I'll get back with you.
All right, brother.
Yep. All right, y'all. Look, hey, for those of y'all that watched, hey, enjoy y'all watching. But just know that here in about 19 some change, we're gonna come back, and then it really ain't no subjects involved. We just finna sit back and we finna talk shit. So with that being said, hey, guess what? Tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell Big Dan, tell Big Bertha, your uncle, your auntie, your grandma, your papa, motherfucker next door across the street around the corner. Paulus Harris, aka the crazy uncle. And then whoever this is, whether it's my brother or my brother-in-law, you might need to come in on this one. Give me an email and you come in, jump in on this conversation. Till next time. Or 20 minutes from now.